Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. Okay, look at this. We have finished off the sporting complex over here, which is awesome. And I've done a few other things just to kind of fix things up in between episodes. So let's quickly run through a few of that. So I've sorted out our heating problem. So these guys have been finished in terms of construction. I've let the winter run out just because there's a big project that I want to take on in this episode, and I'm going to tell you about it in just a jiffy. But this looks pretty good. We can still do a little bit of parking over here, I think, but ultimately I think that's awesome. I've moved a few people around to make sure that our living at home has dropped down a little bit. So that's looking pretty good. I think our population will start growing again. I just want to keep an eye on our food availability in these various areas to see whether everybody is in fact getting food as we grow our population. I'm a little worried about this one over here, and we probably need to bring in another shopping center somewhere over here. There's a lot of unhappiness around not being able to get access to pubs. But other than that, it's actually pretty good. If out of 500 people, if only 17 can't get sport and 12 can't get culture, that's pretty good, I think. And practically all of them have jobs, which is a pretty amazing thing, I think. Okay, so let's quickly have a look at some of the things that I've fixed. So I've moved a few people around. Here we're starting to grow another round of crops. So again, thanks so much for the comments. What I've done, I'm still conscious that I'm still thinking that if we started the right way as from the start when we start harvesting, we would have had a much better outcome this year. But just in case, and because you guys have mentioned to me so many times in the comments that it's still not sufficient, what I've done is, just in case, I've moved the little farming facility that I've had over here, and to be honest, it's not even required in that spot. I've moved it over here and reconnected the fields, and I've put another cargo station in here, and I've split my distribution offices to go half to this and half to that, and kind of this area to go to this one and that area to go to that one, so that we minimize the conflict points. What I've also done is I've given a little bit of a one-way loop situation in each of them, just so that there's a little bit more room for queuing vehicles as they kind of do their thing here. But I think we'll keep an eye on this, and I think it's going to work much better this time around. Is this laggy? It does look like that's laggy. If I go just general vehicles, not that one. No, other vehicles aren't lagging, so maybe it's just the sowing that's kind of resulting in a bit of lag going on there. Okay, our runway is well and truly under construction over here, so I'm pretty keen to see us conclude that at some point. But I'm happy it's progressing at a pretty reasonable pace over here, so I'm happy things are in fact going forward quite swimmingly over here. What I can do is I can do another quick round of moving people, and then we'll talk about the major project coming up in this episode. People are moving around a little bit. We've got a fair bit of busy spots over here. So what I'll do is I'll empty out, I think, this building. If I empty out this building, then everybody should be able to move around. So let's empty out this building over here in our new area. Into our new area, and then we'll talk a little bit more. So let me quickly grab that. I'm just gonna kind of do a sprinkling of people all around. That one can do with a fair bit more, that one can do with a fair bit more, and then we'll just start throwing in a few more people into this general area. And what I think we should be doing is putting a few hostels in this area. Okay, there we go. So now that a few more people have been moved. Okay, there's a couple of things. One of them is I want to get rid of this road and start construction on a super awesome attraction building, which is this one, the Culture and Science Palace of Culture and Science. I want to place it in here. And to be honest, this is I believe they in Moscow, there's like 7 of them. They're called the Seven Sisters or something like that. It's awesome buildings, absolutely awesome buildings. And I think it will look pretty good in that location right over there as a massive feature on the other side of this. I mean, look at that. Look at that. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to rip out this road, and we'll see if we need to replace it. But I'm fairly comfortable that it's not going to be required. I just need to get these vehicles to finish off through there. There we go. So that one's out of the way. That I think I'm not going to move. That's going to be just fine. Oh, let's go in here to the modded, the attraction, and there's some other bits and pieces around this as well. I'm going to pause the game just to place it. Oh, look at that. That's really cool. It feels like it's super centered in there, but it's not. If I turn it, it's not going to work. Yeah, that is the right one, and I think just a little spot like that. I might move it over just a tad. Push it back just a little bit, but I think that's fairly central. So let's now we've got infrastructure in the way. How come? I wouldn't have expected us to have infrastructure in the way. How come we have infrastructure in the way over here? Let's unpause the game and see if that does anything for us. If we honestly, we must have stuff underground here. Now, what I'm wondering is maybe that's being affected by this. I'm gonna rip it out. It's still pretty cold. We'll put it back straight away, but I'm gonna rip it out and see if that does anything for us. This is the heating one, right? Heating pipes. Get rid of it. There we go. So run it up to say there. Let's get rid of that. Now move back. Now we should be able to squeeze it in. Go modded attractions. We'll place this guy. Now I'm pretty sure it'll work. Now if we do it lined up like this, yeah, that's better. I'm going to line it up like that. Okay, now it's working. So clearly that pipe, we were kind of unearthing that pipe or something, and that was what's causing the problem. I believe we'll be able to just put it back straight away as soon as we've done this. So there we go. I'm not going to pay for this or anything like that, but that's awesome. Let me place that guy right over there. There we go. So place that one. Now, what is the rest of this? There is also the addition of a gallery, and this, let me just zoom in to see what this is all about. So that's just to provide some additional features to this building, and I'm comfortable to kind of do it. Okay, so we're gonna try and it's an interesting concept over here. So this just makes some additional use in here. So this makes the visitor section better. Again visitors and again visitors. It's just visitors. Just makes it a lot better of an attraction. And because we're gonna have this area gonna be the area of interest for tourists, I'm gonna kind of move them on this side over here. So what we'll do is I'm just gonna make sure we see about placing them like that, right? We're gonna bring visitors in via this side, and of course what we can do is we can make more visitors it's available to more visitors as we go. But there we go. I'm just going to do that. So now it means that whole thing will have the ability to have much more visitors, and if it's going to be awesome for tourists in this general area. And I think this is going to generally become a bit of a tourist area right over here. Now let's quickly put that heating pipe back, and so that we can go ahead and unpause the game and talk about the actual major project that I was kind of interested in doing. And this is also, of course, a major project, but our construction crews will be able to deal with that. So this should sort out the heating issue. Now, what I'm keen on doing with regards to access, I think I'm going to do a little something like that. We're going to run it up this way, and we're going to tie it in over there. Look at this. This is awesome. I love it. Please sort yourself out over there, and please sort yourself out over there. There we go. That's going to be pretty cool. Let's pay for those. So now construction can start with all urgency over here, and that looks pretty awesome. This facility over here is probably not great in this spot right in front of the Palace of Culture. We might move it later, but for the time being, it's just going to stay as is. We're going to see about getting construction crews in here. Let's assign a little bit of helicopter work as well. We'll just do that. We'll assign them so that we see about getting the construction going over here. But that's going to be an absolutely awesome component right in the middle between these two lakes. That's awesome. I love it. I love it. And on this side, we've got the sporting complex. So really some massive infrastructure over here. I've added an extra mod or two around City Halls, which is this office building. So it's just a method of grabbing tons of people to come and work in an area. And I'll start the construction of one of them, I believe. Can we? Yeah, I think actually it's a pretty cool little building for this spot right here. A bit of an office complex. Oh, now we need excavators available over here. Okay, well, let's do that. Let's get the excavations done. Okay, with the excavations done, I'll not pay for it. I'll get these guys to come and build it. So we've got a bit of an office block going in over here. Let's just see how we're going to tie that one all together. So let's do a little bit of this. Yes, I like that. We'll tie in over there, and then what we'll do is, oh crap, it's not actually going to work in there. But that's okay. And up to there is going to be pretty much good enough. So we'll start it off over here, and probably need to do a very similar thing on this side. So if we do that and we tie it in with a crossing right over here, and we pay for that, now there's at least multiple access points, so the guys can in fact start some work over here. Let's assign another helicopter construction office to this. Okay, hang on. I want to assign a helicopter. Let's do that. Let's do this through this via this means. So that's the one, and we'll go ahead and assign it over here. So we'll have some helicopter construction coming on over here. So this will kind of soak up a few workers. The other thing that I wanted to squeeze in here was on the residential component. I wanted to add hostels. So we've got a hostel, a university halls of residence over here. I wanted to do a few of them because these buildings, even though I'm kind of featuring this as like a government complex, these are all universities, and so these should work fairly well over here. So if I do that and that, yeah, I think that's okay. We've got a couple over there, and then what I'll do is I'll do another small little row of them up alongside the road on its way down here. So something like that, I think, is pretty good urban planning around or urban design around this little section through here. So that should be sufficient. We'll get this guy to tie in through there. We'll get a crossing going on, and we'll run that up there. That's awesome. These guys should be able to run straight through there, and we should be able to tie in a crossing somewhere over there. We'll tie this one in here and there. And what we'll do is we'll do a little bit of this and also streamline our connection alongside this roadway over here. Yeah, that's going to be okay. And what we'll do is we'll tie that one in there, and we'll tie this one in, and we'll tie that one in. So there we go. All of that's now all tied in. We'll pay for that component, and now this can quite comfortably continue its construction process. We've got some helicopters coming in, building some stuff. Excellent stuff is underway. Okay, now let's talk about the main project of this episode. So again, from the comments, you guys have been kind of telling me, oh, it's a nightmare. You will never get the oil in here through this kind of trucking arrangement, and I absolutely agree. So we've got all of these trucks constantly bringing oil in there. I never really intended it to be a full-blown method of getting it to work, but it is at a very slow pace. These guys are, well, actually building without power supply. So do we need more power over here? I'm really interested in that. We may need more power. Oh, it's just when the wind is down. I think it's going to be fine. Electricity problem at a planetarium. We'll have a look at our electricity in just a minute. Even this is getting quite rigid and jaggedy. Okay, so the thing is, I'm going to do a massive pipeline project so that we start piping in oil to this facility over here. And I mean, I wasn't ever going to get it all to run through trucks, but I thought what I wanted to do is get more trucks on the road network so that the road gets a little busier. I mean, we've got this massive infrastructure and it's not quite busy enough in my mind. So now at least we can get it a fair bit busier with some trucks like this. But again, we're still running out of oil really quickly. So a major piping project is going to come in here. And that's thanks to Evgeny, who's put a comment in for that, and I absolutely agree. I think that's the right way to do it. So let's start it off. What are we going to do with our piping project? And the one thing that I don't properly understand is the extent of this piping situation. So I mean, how much piping can we actually? What's the capacity of the piping facility? So what I want to make sure we do is place these kind of the underground variety of the underground pumping station in a number of locations. So we would like to obviously forward pump this, and what we'll need to do is provide road access every now and again. So let's do maybe the first one up to here. It will get its so I'd like to follow the road as much as possible, but I don't want too many pumping stations. So how far is that approximately going to be? Well, I can actually measure it. So let's go underground here, and if we run that through there, oh man, it gets too long really quickly. So the pumping project is going to be a massive disaster in my mind. Now, can we do a slightly different one? We've got a modded piping forward conveyor pipe engine thing. It's this one. So can we? I mean, even this is going to be, but maybe that's going to look a little bit better. And we'll just when we combine them. So let's get rid of this guy, and let's try this one. Let's try this one. So it needs to be about 300 before we get it, which is going to be approximately here. Now, if we do the other way around, we can tie in straight into the highway. Yeah, and maybe that's in this specific area, that's probably about right. So if I do one over there, ooh. Now I wanted to go, and let's check if we can do the underground thing. I believe we should be able to do the underground thing. So let's quickly do that. Have a look at our underground piping solutions. Can we in fact get that done? Oh, it will work. Now this is something that I'm going to, we're going to have to build this manually. I'm not going to pay for the piping project. That's the whole point of the super piping project, is that it's not going to be done like that. So let's see. So about, if I do, and the whole idea of running next to the freeway is it's going to hopefully work a little bit better. So let's do that. This is going to be a bit of a challenge to just make sure that we've got, see, it gets too long so quickly. So in which case this whole arrangement here isn't going to work for us. Can I get rid of that? But I do like this little thing. So it's going to be a bit of an in and out situation. And what we'll do is we'll have a bit of a gravel connection through here and in there. I'll pay for these connections so that we can actually provide access to them. Now, what I'm going to do is let's see how far we can stretch this one before we need the next piece. I'll have to go underground. So up to about here somewhere. Well, if I actually leave them in place, and we'll try and keep it pretty straight. So if I do that, oh man, it's back and forth with the mods all the time. I might have to kind of figure out a pretty... Well, this might be the best way of actually determining it. If we do that, we can go the next one in there. Yeah, I think that is about right. So if we do something like that. Excellent. We'll do that. That should work. Where am I heading? Still following the highway over here. We'll need to... Yeah, I think somewhere over here is probably about right. And then we'll... maybe I shouldn't get too far ahead of myself, because if one of them has to move, the entire thing is going to be a bit of a disaster. Is that... Okay, will that clear it out? Yeah, it will clear it out, actually. And we'll link that one up there. And we'll link this one up over here. Excellent. The piping project is underway, and it's looking pretty good. And now we should be able to... Oh, beautiful. Excellent. The piping project is going to make a start. So let's... How far does this still have to go? It's still a pretty area to get to cover all the way that way. So let's continue placing them in the kind of direction that we need. Can I just turn this to... okay, now... I'll zoom it out so that I can see the appropriate distances. Something like that. Something like this. Where am I heading? Now the question becomes interesting over here. Do I actually start to run it? I could start running it this way. And we could join up with whatever piping we've got going on in here. So let's see. Distance-wise. Actually, I could just connect them up straight away like this. I just didn't want the road to connect. There we go. That's the piping project going into that direction. Do we have a spot where we can tie in? We actually do not have a spot we can tie in. Okay, now let me go to the other side of this. Yes, now we've got... this one over here. Oh, we've got a spot we can tie into in this location over here. Okay, beautiful. So let's tie this guy in over there, and then I think that's... these guys are in the way, but we should be able to tie that in. Okay, perfect. We'll do that. Okay, now let me quickly get my pipe connections going. It's over here. Excellent. That's going to work. This is going to work. It just doesn't want to connect it straight through there. This should work. There we go. And did I... hang on. Let's just make sure. Yeah, we are getting it right there. All of these are underway. And what we need to do is commission them. So let's go ahead and commission all of those. Anything else here that needs commissioning? No, that should be fine. So there we go. That is the first stage of our super piping project. What we'll need to do is make sure that we make our various connections the way we would like to. And this maybe has a bit of a double function in the sense that it will allow more effective snow clearing off of our highway network if we have these access points every few hundred meters, really. Let's go ahead. I'm going to pay for the road sections. I'm going to pay for. That's just makes good sense, I think. Tie that in there. We'll have to see if all of these can in fact be constructed by some kind of construction office, but the helicopter construction certainly will help a lot. Now, going out this way, it probably means that we'll need a little bit of a service road to connect these guys together. Does not want to allow us to run. Oh, that's over the top. I believe. Oh, shit. I believe some of these are over the top. My bad. My bad. These are over the top. I need to go and do the underground variety. That's actually not too bad that I've actually noticed that. It's in the nick of time before it actually gets started building. Let's go ahead and do that. We'll tie these little road connections in here. Okay. Leave that as is. I'm going to pay for that. And now let's go down. Actually, let's demolish these guys. Ah, crap. So that's why you wouldn't want to connect them all together, because we need an underground connection. Give me my underground connections, please. Luckily, we spotted that in like the nick of time. Any others that's above ground over here? No, none of them are above ground. So let's go underground and finish off the sections that we've now got missing sections. So let's do that. Let's do this one. Let's do that one. There we go. And we're not going to pay for it. We'll just commission them. Now the entire section should be underground. Excellent. Excellent. That's good. That's very good. Now let's pop back up and see about... Oh, this is a pathway. I want a road. A road of sorts. Yeah, maybe, you know what? Maybe we'll tie that one in there. Go ahead, pay for that little section of road. What we'll do is we'll run this one. Like that, and this one will be like this, and there we go. So now all of this pieces of construction can in fact be done. What I will do, so stuff is these guys are actually under construction. That's awesome. But what I'll have to do is I'll have to add the helicopters to the mix here. So let's grab this and assign our helicopter construction officers to these sections, and we'll have to double check our piping arrangement actually. The piping, will we be able to assign? Oh, we can. Well, let's do that then. Okay, now let's move over to the next helicopter construction office. We might have a double track through there. Oh, I can just do them all from underground. And up to, say, about that spot. Let's add one more little section. And we go to the next one over here, and we'll assign that one. A little bit of an overlap there. We'll assign this. Ooh. Much further. Ooh. Well, let's go back to the first one then. I believe this should be a pretty easy build in terms of, well, it's going to take a lot of steel to get it done, but anyway, it should be okay. So now, that's the first stage of this project. It's going to be substantial. Oh, the other bit that we need to, of course, look at is power. These facilities need power, so what I thought we may do is actually just add the small power, wind power facility, and that'll give us a nice feature all along the highway over here. So let's get this the small facility. Okay, so that's 15 megawatt hours of power, and then if we go in here and have a look at this guy, what does it take? A max consumption per day is 14 megawatt. Wow, so we really probably need the big ones just to be sure that a mild wind can also be picking that up. 15 and 15. So actually, in the middle, we can do one in between. It, however, is going to need a road connection of sorts. Actually, we'll just do something like this. Yeah, we'll do that. So we'll place them every now and again. So we'll place another one over there. We'll place another one. Ooh, I'm not sure this is gonna. This might not work. See if that works. So these guys, that's what's going to get those two, right? Now I want them to... Yeah, that should be okay. And these two over here should be all sorted out. These, I think, are in fact connected to power. This is connected to power, right? Oh, I can't actually see, but I believe it should be connected to power. So now I just need to make sure that we've got road connections to these various little things. That's okay. I'm going to go ahead and pay for that. Got one in here. Now, the question is, can I get a little connection? I can. There we go. Pay for that. That's fine. That's fine. I'm happy with that. It's actually going along pretty nicely over here. The works. And we get a little access point. Ooh, that's not going to work. This was the tight one. Can we slot it out straight from there? Just doesn't want to do it, does it? Yeah, we're not going to be able to get an access point here. I'll have to kind of run an access point through there then. Go pay for that. Another one. This one should work quite nicely over here. Comfortable. And another little section of power over here. There we go. That should work. And there we go. So now all of them should in fact be powered once we've built all of this. But that's quite a project I'm not too sure that's that much oil that we're going to go ahead and get in here. But it's going to make a difference. Every little bit of extra oil is going to make an absolute difference. So guys, that's the project. And we'll do them section by section. So what I'll do is I won't bore you with doing the rest of them right now. This will be the first stage. The first stage is under construction. It's going pretty nicely. And I'm hoping by the end of this episode, it should in fact be in place. Let's have a look at seeing what's going on with our farms. This is looking pretty good. Growing in progress, about halfway through. I was always hoping we can make this go a little quicker, but I'm not sure we're going to ever be able to really do that. We've got the cultural palace or the palace of culture underway over here. Lots of these facilities in place. Oh, this one's done. We don't have enough accountants working here at the moment, but that's okay. So that's a bit of an office block in here. It's pretty nice. As it steps down, the densities, it's pretty good. We might have more of them at some point just to facilitate some of that. And what I could also do is start work on our tourism area over here as well. All of this should be working quite nicely. We've got workers all over the shop. What's our population looking like? We're bouncing back quite nicely in terms of population, so that's awesome. I'm happy to see that. What's happening over here? Have we started filling these guys up? I probably need another shopping center. Maybe. How far can these guys walk? Can they walk all the way over there? Not at the moment. I would like another shopping center. Maybe this spot here is a good spot for yet another shop. So let's have a look at what kind of modded shops we have. We need to make sure that we constantly up our shop game. What is this? Oh, there's a restaurant component to this thing. Interesting. Interesting. I'll have to come back and have a look at that. Now, some of these very big grocery stores, unfortunately, only have the... Oh, it's got a double connection, though. Double connection is fine. But it's a grocery store only. I would like a bit of everything, really. Something like this commercial building. Oh, these work. These will work. These will work. The one that didn't work was this big shopping center. It only had the one, which is a little bit more appropriate, I would say, sometimes. So there's got some more supermarkets over here that I've added, but I'm not sure they fit the theme quite as nicely as these guys do. So let's just make sure we get a nice big one. I think that's about the biggest commercial building component that we can do. What is this? 7.5. Yeah. So this one is about the biggest we can do, and I think that is the appropriate one. So what we'll need to make sure that if we do place it in here, it needs to be accessible by these guys. And to be honest, maybe this spot over here is a better one for us, and then we can use that little corner. I think that's better. That's better. So let's place this guy over here, and we'll provide it with better connections. Now, we want some storage facilities in place here, so let's grab a storage. We've got the cold storage is the one aspect that I'm after. So that's the one. I want to make sure, and we might actually just tie it in over there. Like so. And the other one is just, I've added an extra kind of warehouse of the town kind of thing. Oh, actually, that includes meat storage. I'm gonna try this new mod that I've got in place here. If you're interested in my mods, you can go and have a look at them in... That's way too big. This is the one. This is the one I'm after. But all we need to make sure we do... Wow. Actually, let's give this a shot. Let's give this a shot and see how that works. What is that? Oh, it's got a fence access point? My goodness, that's that's quite an interesting thing then. Let's place that one and see how that actually works together. What we'll need to do is provide some road access points over here and over there. That's good. I'm going to pay for the road access points. Then we're going to go and provide the factory connection from there to there. That's going to be good. I'm going to pay for the factory connection. Now the rest of this should be under... We should be able to get this constructed. I think that's going to be pretty good, actually, in that general location. What we will also need to do is just make sure that there's proper footpathing going through here. So what I would like to do is run a footpath straight through there. And what we'll tying it in... So a little something like that from a footpathing perspective. I wouldn't mind running our footpath down here a little bit more. So it's a nice... Yes, that's the one. And we'll tie that one in there. We'll, of course, at a few locations provide some access points through. It's okay. And what we'll do is that one will tie in over there, and we'll see about some other stuff. I'm going to go ahead and pay for that component. What we'll need to do is make sure that we maintain a connectivity straight through there. I'm doing much better with the footpaths in my mind. Up to there and tie it in there. Yes, beautiful. So we'll tie that one in, and hopefully this means good connectivity all the way over there to the shops. That's under construction. That's awesome. This is under construction at a fairly decent pace. We're halfway through building it. I'm hoping by the end of the episode we'll get it done. I'm not going to run the episodes as long as I used to. Excellent. This is working. We probably need about another shop somewhere over here in this area. But I think generally speaking, that's okay. These aren't filled up just yet. Some of them are, but not all of them. How are these looking? They're actually pretty slim pickings over here. What I would like to do is make sure that we can... What do we have over here? We've got a logistics warehouse. And we've got... no mechanisms whatsoever over here. I'm not going to build these mechanisms. What I'm going to do is I'm going to purchase these mechanisms, the big ones. I'm after felled tree capacity, please. That one does 16 wood. This one does 14. That's level 25. That seems to be the good one. This one does level 20, 16 wood. And that one does 9 tons, and that's just level 20. So I think it's going to do these guys. Yeah, that's about it for us. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase... Let's just do 6 of them. I'm going to purchase them because I'm not going to build tons of these guys. This is where the felled wood is going to be dropped off. So let's just make sure we've got room for all of our felled wood capacity. There we go. The 200 tons over there. We do need some power, so I'll continue running the game. And of course, what we'll need to do is we'll need to get workers dropped off over here. But I believe that we can just run a bus up here, and that should be no problem whatsoever. In terms of power, where is our closest power connection? It's all the way over there. So I'm probably going to need a power connection somewhere over here. Let's grab it. No, not the editor, but the mods themselves. Power. There's some other stuff that was being built as well. I'll have a look at that now. So if I do another power transformer roughly in this location, where's the power coming from? Just want to have a quick look to see where our power is in fact coming from. We have power coming in from over there. So if I do it over here, we'll actually have multiple power connections to these facilities. So let's do that. I'm gonna spin it around. It's like so, and that's gonna be about the area that I'm gonna want to do it. I'm going to do it right over there. That's going to give us power to those. So let's do that one. And let's get the power connection done. Go with underground. And we'll run it up there. I'm just going to do straight connections for this. I'm going to go ahead and pay for that. We're already underway with some big construction projects. And I'd rather we do big projects and not delay the finalizing some other things when we do this. So that's in place. I'll also pay for this just to make sure that we've got power up here already. So this should be powered. Now we just need some workers. Let's get a bus to come and drop some workers off over here. We've got tons of workers in this spot. So we'll start getting some wood done. Oh, this is done. I'm going to come back and show you that in just a minute. Wow, there's so many little bits and pieces that we're constantly dealing with. Oh, look at this. I've built a fair few of these guys, technical guys. I'm going to do a few more. Actually, do we need more buses? Probably a couple of buses. Let's add a few buses to the mix. And to be honest, we can do a few of them. And the other piece that I want to do is... What did I also want to do? Oh, ambulances. I want to do ambulances. I'll just do that. You don't want to do tons of ambulances, to be honest. I'd rather more buses is probably about the better thing to do, or more of these guys. Let's do more of these guys because they can be very useful. So let's just flip it over for that for the time being. We are doing more oil vehicles, and I think in the last episode, I can't even remember, but in the last episode we did do a train for further oil movements. I wanted to bring a bus in here, and I think just the one bus is going to be good enough for us. I'm going to grab one bus over there, and we're going to give it a little bit of a route here to move workers to that facility over there. So pop in over there and drop workers off down there. In and out, shake it all about is what we're after. So make a start on that. I'll see later if I want to name it. But anyway, that's going to be it. So what we then can do is we can somehow get a sawmill up and running to provide us with some of this. And I think this is what I'm going to kind of fill it in this area. Okay, but before we do the sawmill, let's have a look at this. So this is a large chemical plant. It's got no power supply and it's not getting any of the stuff that it needs. But chemicals was the name of the game over here. It's a little weird. Look at this. Look at that. What on earth is going on over there? If I switch on this, look at that. That's just not right, is it? Can I try and sort this out a little bit? Can we please try and drop things down a little if I do this? Can I? Oh man, it's actually going to be problematic. I think it was due to this connection. Anyway, I'm not going to fuss around with this at all. I'm just going to leave it over there. It's going to be an interesting little feature of this area. Don't stop the game for this. Okay, now, what do we need over here? I believe we can bring gravel in here. We should get a train to bring in crops for us. That's going to be no problem. And over here, what are we after in this spot? Wood. Aha! That's why we've got the wood over there. So I can start bringing wood over here. Okay, excellent. So that's one thing that we can set up straight away directly from over that side. So I'm going to go pop over, get ourselves an open L truck that'll just go back and forth with the... do I want to do it through a distribution office? I think it's probably the right thing to do. It's probably the right thing to do is do it through a distribution office. Where am I? Over here. I'm sorry about that. Okay, distribution office instead. Yeah, I think it's probably the right thing to do. I've got some more modern distribution offices from Rob's. So let's quickly see if we can grab one of those that will make sense in this location. What's the size of this? This is an 8 vehicle. This is a 4 vehicle. It's got loading and unloading spots. Why is that the case? And then this is a 15 vehicle option. I believe just the 8 vehicle one is probably the right. Even the 4 vehicle one could work in this location. See if we can squeeze the 4 vehicle in here. Can we? we should really be able to. Ah, beautiful. Beautiful. I'm going to squeeze the 4 vehicle in here, and that will be part of bringing us gravel and bringing us wood. Chemicals, we'll have to have a look. Okay, let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and pay for that. We'll go and build that one up for us. What do we need? We need crops and oil. Oil is the other one. Now, oil is what I've kind of started this one out here for oil, so that we can drop oil off here. So let's just make sure we store oil here. Have I connected this up with some piping? I don't think so. Yeah, that's not connected up. So this one will actually provide oil there. But what we'll have to do is I'll have to bring oil in via truck from down here. And I think that's going to be fine. In which case, I'm a little concerned that this might not be big enough anymore. A dumper, open hull, might be okay. A dumper, open hull, and let's do that. I'll have to keep an eye on it and see if it's big enough, but we'll see. So I want 1 open hull, I want 1 dumper, and I want 2 of the oil guys. Okay, so let's do that. We'll move this over to our new distribution office over here. And that's just going to sort out this stuff. Where is it? It's over here. Let's just see if we can get this up and running sooner rather than later. Let's put that in there. This over here. So we've got... Okay, so all of those are in place. So this one is really only going to be for wood, isn't it? Limit the amount and restrict it to wood. Okay, there we go. So that's the one. Over here, we want to bring in crops. So let's limit the amount and restrict it to crops only. I think that's going to be... actually, no. Not only crops, we also want chemicals. Ultimately, we would also like chemicals in here. And so I'm thinking probably about that split, to be honest. How much do we need in terms of crops? Yeah, I think that's probably the right split, like so, right? Let's do it even more. So we'll get a little bit, we'll get some more. There we go, 90. There we go. I think that's going to be fine. How much crop space do you have? You've got like 24 tons of crop space in here already. Actually, let's bring you up a little bit. So 100 tons. We'll do that. There we go. That's going to be it. We need some power over here. We've got some stuff coming in. Let's make sure to assign the various offices. And we want to... Okay, so you will be unloading over here. You will be unloading over there. And you will be unloading over here. You will be loading over there. You will be loading over here. And you will be loading over here. There we go. So once your stuff comes on in, your vehicle should arrive and we should be able to do the wood. And gravel. And oil. And this one is going to be gravel. And oil. And wood. There we go. So now that will happen. I just quickly going to grab... We have this one here, I believe, which is dropping off this. It's dropping off that for us. So what I'll do is before it goes and parks... actually, what we'll do here is the Ultima Crop Shunt. I'm going to change that up a little bit. So if I go to trains, the Ultima Crop Shunt should be at the end here. Just going to open this one up here. So from the grain elevator, you're going to go in there. Food is the important one. You won't be able to get back. So it's going to be, you're going to go there and then you're going to go here. And you're going to unload again for us crops. what we'll just do, we'll save that. We're going to come in here and say, no, you're not going to wait until you're done. You're just going to make the loops. So I believe if I do that, that means the guy should come on over and drop off some crops over here. Excellent. That's awesome. We don't have power over here just yet. We'll need to bring in the power. And we've got the other stuff happening. Let's quickly pop in over here. This is, in fact, doing lots and lots of wood. So the wood is doing its thing. The bus is bringing people over. We're trimming the wood all the time. So that's good. That's awesome. That's really good. So we've got a lot of the stuff that we need is now starting to arrive. Probably the first round of oil is not here yet. The gravel is available, and I believe wood is available. Not yet. Not yet. So the wood should be on its way. Where are my trucks? You're picking up wood. You're picking up gravel, you're picking up oil, so that should be fine. Let's quickly sort out the power. Let me get a substation in here, power substation. Not sure. We can get power from over there, so that shouldn't be a problem. All of this should be powered already, right? There's a power substation over here. So what we'll do is we'll just squeeze another one back in this area. Actually, maybe towards this side, so that we can provide power on that side should we need to. Let's do a little bit of this. Place that one in there. Get it all connected up over here. We're going to have a look at what our pipe progress is looking like. Let's just get our power sorted out. And then what we're going to need to do is bring in... Then we're definitely going to need to bring in some other stuff. So let's do... I wouldn't mind snapping it, guys. You're going to snap it for us? Oh, snapping might have been switched off. Ooh, nice. So are we snapping? They're not snapping. Okay, fine. Then let's just not snap and run it up here. Over there and in there. And we'll pay for that. So now we should have power in this general area. Is that being built? Not quite yet. Let's build that ourselves. So now that we should see a bit of power coming in over here. So now this building should be powered and we should have everything we need apart from workers. Now, workers, I think we're just going to run in workers from over there. How many workers can you take? 200. So we'll need way more workers to come and work over here, but that's going to be awesome. So then we're going to start seeing a lot more stuff happening over here. This has dropped off some crops for us. And I'm assuming this is filled up with crops. No. Very limited crops available straight away, but I'm guessing the shunt will come back and drop off the crops. Why are you... Oh, you're actually... Okay, that's interesting. We'll have to keep an eye out on that. Okay, so that's the one. Let's get some buses over here and bring in some people. Well, I think 2... Well, we probably need more. Probably need like 4 buses to run that as a good line. And that's going to be, I think, about the last thing we're going to do. Do we have 4 buses available? We do. So let's just move this one over here. And we'll start by... actually, I'll need to set up a line for this one. So let's just grab this guy and we'll assign them at some point. Where am I? I keep getting lost. Okay, so what we want to do is you need to come in over here, pop up some people, and come and drop them off over here. Get in, get out. I'm happy to do that. Make a start on that. Now, what I'll do is Ultima Grad to Luislav Chemical Plant. Let's pop in over here, get the line for passengers. Ultima to Luislav Chemical Plant. That's the one. Let's rename this as Luislav Chemical Workers. That's a good one. And save it, and we'll go ahead and assign, yeah, there we go, and save that. And now let's assign a couple more. I think 3 more buses should be fine. I think that's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be awesome. So let's quickly see about getting the other guys assigned to that line. Ultima, it's the Luislav, right? LM. There we go. Where is it? Luha heat workers. Love. Oh, that's an interesting one. It's down there. That's really interesting. So let's move it around. Pop that one in there. Oh, I only did half of it. Oh, well, I can remove the scene as well. Then we have Ultima Grad Luislav chemicals. And that's fine. Let's do this. We'll assign that guy. We'll assign the next one. And we'll assign the last one. Actually, do we need that many? I think 3 is going to be fine because it's 100 per vehicle plus an overlap then. So that should be fine. We haven't started with the harvest yet. The harvest is going to start in a minute. I'll keep the game going so we see how the harvest actually works. So now all of this should have been dropped off over here. This should be dropped off. Why is this saying... Oh, this is just saying it's got no workers. Yeah, so I'm going to have a look at what we do with our crops. But really, this should be up and running. We should have oil ready to go. Oil is nice and filled up. So we'll have oil ready to go. We'll probably have wood ready to go. We'll have gravel ready to go. And we'll have crops is going to be the issue here. And we should start producing chemicals in just a minute. Let's move on over here and see how the Palace of Culture is going. It is nearing completion. It's probably not going to complete in this episode, but I'm loving what we're doing over there. These guys are slow in construction, but it's getting done. Look at that. We need to move more workers up in this general direction, which we'll do. I'm very keen for the harvest to start so we can look out at the new option here. What is going on with this? Is it moving? Source is not sending. Source is not sending. Everything built. Oh, there's a piece that's missing over here. I'm going to pay for that. We might not have these things powered. Yeah, that's the piece. We might not have these things powered. I'm going to do that. I'm going to pay for these guys in the hope that we can get this powered and running. Oh, that section's not done either. How come? Well, what I'll do is I will go ahead and conclude some of these things. I might not have assigned everything. And there we go. As soon as we finish that piece off, I believe we should start seeing the movement of stuff. Ooh, out of power over here. This one's not out of power. This is not giving us enough power. Okay, what I'll do is I'm actually going to squeeze an extra one in here. I want to try and maintain a fairly standard look and feel of these guys. That's the one after. There we go. Let's pay for that. Pay for this one. And let's just see that. Now, hopefully this is going to be better powered. Excellent. So now it's moving oil, but at a minor pace. And this is the thing, right? Here we go. We're out of oil. This is it. So we built this massive pipeline, and there's not at all enough stuff in here to actually do what we need to do. But we could now remove this one from the distribution office. So let's quickly just see about which one it is. This is Svidvava small oil storage. It's this one. So remove that one. Thank you very much. So now we have this all running via the pipeline. So we don't need anything else. So we'll come in over here and we'll see that that makes absolutely... we're running a little bit more constant stream. But I wouldn't mind us seeing that that actually works and fills up appropriately. But I think these things are running a little bit more consistently now, to be honest. Look at that. It is running a fair bit more consistency. This one, is this one also running? Oh, but both actually running. Nice. Let's up the workers over here a little bit to 150. We've got 150 on, well, not on both sides. And then this should be filling up with fuel a little bit quicker, as long as this guy is not filling up. But that's okay. That is okay. So this guy should now be filling up a fair bit quicker. Okay, anyway, that is awesome. That is the right thing for us to do. I'm going to definitely tie in this one. There's a fair bit of oil being produced over here. It's still, again, only 3 of them. And then there's another one, another 3 over here. We'll just have to kind of tie them all together. Okay, now, the harvest is underway. Let's see what's going on here. No problems whatsoever. And are we starting to fill this up? We are filling this up. Look at this. So we are, let's have a quick look. Let's spend a minute over here and just seeing what's happening. See, with this, look at that. It's awesome. It is awesome. I mean, no traffic jams whatsoever. Because if you don't have the problem with the guys queuing, that's the whole thing there. Oh, it's the small ones. Only the small ones are harvesting yet. These ones are still kind of getting themselves done. I'm expecting we'll see. Large farm vehicle depot. Yeah, we should see some stuff coming on in here to come and harvest, guys. Oh, there's one. There's one on its way. Anyway, they should be doing their things. So all of these trucks are coming in at a fairly decent rate and dropping off. Look at that. Look at that. I think we're going to be super effective at getting stuff done. Let's pop into one of these. Yeah, absolutely. Look at this. Look at this. We're actually keeping the numbers pretty low. We're keeping the numbers pretty low on these guys. Once the harvest starts at some of these big guys, like that, you start filling that pretty quickly. Look at that. Lots of trucks coming in. As soon as these harvesters are out of the way, that should be fine. But that's it, guys. That's it. I think this setup is going to be much better. A big improvement. Let's quickly move on over here and see what this is. Are we seeing some workers over here? Got 8 workers over here, and we are starting to produce a fair bit of chemicals. We've got 102 tons of crops ready to go. And as soon as we get more workers, we'll produce chemicals at a much more rapid pace. So I'm very happy that that's up and running. What I do, however, need over here is bring in a ton more workers. So let's quickly have one final look at adults over the age of 21. There's a fair bit of them over here. So let's quickly move at least some of that over here. There we go. That should give us a fair bit more workers to start rushing in over here. We'll fill up buses one after the other. And now I think the next buses that will be arriving over here will be bringing way more workers. Now we've got 50 workers in place. I'll quickly give it one more second just so that we can see. I wouldn't mind running this at absolute max capacity. So we've got a pretty decent amount of chemicals being produced over here. We are seeing a lot of chemicals popping out. I love the sizable facilities over here. That's 88 workers. I'm going to wait for one more bus. What is the route they take? They come in through here? Seems like they do. I wouldn't mind. Okay, that's different bus services, I think. This guy should have a pretty full load, actually. Let's just check that out. 95 workers is what I'm after. Oh, now it's slowing down due to the... it's the spacing that I've got switched on, but that's fine. I don't mind that too much. We should get it pretty close to 200. I might add an extra bus to the mix. There we go. Extra 95 workers in there. I think 3 buses should do the trick, actually. I think 3 buses should do the trick, but that's okay. Anyway, that's going to do a rapid amount of work over here. We should constantly be able to sort that out. Yes, lots of oil available. Excellent. I love it. I think vehicles and distribution is a much easier way of doing it. This was an easy setup as compared to this setup over here that took us absolutely ages to build and get everything to kind of work together because we wanted everything to be completely automated. I think vehicle distribution is the way to go. Build what you need to service, to provide enough storage, and then bring these guys in, and then we'll see tons of production happening. Guys, if you've enjoyed it, please hit that like button. Almost done over here, almost done. And if you have some comments, leave them down below. What do you think of our super big pipe project? Is that the right thing to do? Let's play it out by having a look at this. Okay, now we have a little bit of a traffic jam going on over here. We may have to have a look at seeing where our connections are, but I might fix that up a little bit in between. I think this is just a matter of a little bit of a pinch point over there. So maybe if we put a roundabout of some sort in here, yeah, it's a doubling up of traffic. Once we don't have that movement, and maybe we can get a different connection going on. Maybe we separate these two streams of traffic over here somewhere. We'll have to have a look. I'll have a look at that, but that should, even this should still be pretty good. Look at the crops rolling on in over here, and we should keep the numbers pretty low, actually. Pretty low, these numbers. Yeah, it's not even filling up queuing space over here, so that's awesome. I'm loving it. I might move one more of the guys to this side because that side has got a little bit of a bigger problem. But guys, that's it. That's the end of the episode. This is our crops facilities working like a charm. See you next time. Bye-bye.